And then Monique, your dad could afford to buy this bottle, but he's kind of tight sometimes, so this is for you. For putting up with me and my late arrival and everything else. Thank you so much. And then, do we have one additional phone number? Or did I take it? I put it somewhere. When we couldn't find it, there was somebody in the front row that said 786 and some other things that I can understand right now. Okay. Is this the first time you've ever had wine given out at a lecture? Yeah. I beg your pardon? It's a voice mailbox. So what do we do? Okay, move on, another candidate, okay. You notice I didn't have the nerve to call out the number when I did that, because that wouldn't have been a good thing. Then we wouldn't be dialing another number right now. Up here in the front, let me tell you, these guys are sharp. They're checking their phone minute by minute here. Oh no, I didn't enter that right. I'm getting numbers. Okay, let's try this over again. Sorry, I'm a little clumsy. We have one more thing. I really appreciate your patience. Then I think they're going to have some food for you and some refreshments. I don't think that includes wine. It doesn't include wine, does it?
Reception for you guys over in the lobby so that you have an opportunity to ask some questions.
Okay, so, oh no! How can it be? What is it's that's not right, is it? But there's nothing we can do. I mean, we did a blind draw, you know? And plus, doesn't everyone want to know whose number went to voicemail? Okay, should we do that? I probably should. No, it's not time. But I know which one it was, so I'll tell Joyce later or something, maybe. Okay, so you get a 2005 bottle of St. Helena Cab, 100% Cabernet and Valley Floor fruit. And your name? Nelsie. One more thing. Nelsie, and the song. Who was our other winner back there? George? Okay, all three of you, listen to me on this. When you open the... Okay, so you're going to serve the wine, and let's say you're going to serve it for dinner at 7 o'clock or 7:30. Open the wine at 5:30. Okay? 2 hours. Put it in a decanter. Let it breathe. It'll soften the tannins. It'll be much better that way. Don't just open it and... No. I know that's what you do with Boone's Farm. However, one more moment. Okay, let's roll the tape. This is going to share with you something that will tell you a side of me that you might not otherwise know about or get. I think I'm totally cured. I don't think I'll ever do it again. But it'll tell you a little bit about an experience that I had only 5 or 6 years ago. So let's roll the tape.
You probably don't know me, and you've probably never heard my name. But I'm running for the United States Senate from Florida. I'd like to tell you how I made that decision. I'm Doug Gallagher. I'm a family man and a businessman. I started a little software company with my wife Sue back in the 80s. We didn't have much money, and the odds weren't so high for us to succeed. But we did. We tried new things, set aside the way business had always been done, and put our thinking caps on and never took them off. That business did pretty well. This year, Gallagher Financial Systems will do more than $30 million in sales. And it's not just about Sue and I anymore. We now employ 167 of the most innovative thinkers in the industry. I guess I'm really in the thinking business. It's what I love. I've never held elective office, but in the next few minutes, I want to tell you why I think that very fact makes me the best candidate. Conventional wisdom says that the odds are against me again, but I've beaten conventional wisdom before, and I'll beat it this time. Have you ever thought, what if you were president, or what if you were in the Senate? How would you approach the challenges that face our nation? I have. I've thought a lot about that since I was a kid, and in the last couple of years, it's almost consumed me. You know what I can't get past? That things never really change in Washington. Nothing ever really gets fixed. Is Social Security fixed? Do our senators say, well, we sure fixed Social Security. Let's move on to the next challenge. Is our federal budget balanced? Have we solved every challenge that faces education or healthcare? Of course not. The only changes that have ever been made have been tiny, incremental at best. Know why? I think the Senate has lost that which made America great, a can-do spirit, a passion for innovation and new ideas. Politicians are always telling us, let's make America even better. But I want to say, forget better. How great can we make it? What would happen if we had 100 fresh thinkers in the Senate? People who weren't motivated by getting reelected or pleasing special interests, but were driven by passion. People who knew the sky's the limit. Don't you think the budget would finally get balanced? That we'd really solve Social Security, education, and healthcare? I do, and I think you do too. Look what Jeb Bush has done right here in Florida. He's a fresh thinker, a man who'd never been elected to office. You see, fresh thinking works. Now let's make it work in Washington. It should be Florida, and it should be now. I've resigned from my business, and I've made a substantial personal contribution to this campaign. I welcome anyone to contribute and help me. I hope you will. But do it because you have passion to see how great we can make America, not for any personal or political gain. I'm refusing all contributions from PACs and special interests. Instead, we're going to work harder than anyone else. I was a scrappy kid with a strong faith in God. I even spent some time studying for the priesthood. I worked my way through college as a waiter and shoe salesman. I even sold vacuum cleaners door to door. I soon married Sue and raised 4 great sons. In 1974, my brother Dennis died from complications of diabetes way too young. For 30 years, I've been determined to find a cure. I helped raise $80 million for the Diabetes Research Institute, and with recent successes there, we are so close to a cure. I'm a lifelong Republican. I believe in less government, lower taxes, a strong military, as well as the sanctity of life. And I strongly support President Bush. But so do most other Republicans. This race is about moving beyond that, way beyond that. I'm not a politician, not a lawyer, and that's a good thing. Fresh ideas come from fresh thinkers. We can't switch out 100 senators at once, but this year we can start the change to fresh thinking, right here in Florida. Believe me, the Senate will never be the same. They might be able to tell me where to sit in the Senate, but no one will be able to tell me where to stand or what to think. My only special interest is you. For the first time in decades, this race isn't about selecting a senator from Florida. It's about Florida leading America to a better place. When you and I get together, we won't just talk about making America better. We'll talk about how great we can make it.
So obviously, it didn't work out altogether that too well. I got 11% of the vote. That's better than 5.
You probably don't know me, and you...
Please don't play it again. It's all that I could take to see it the one time. But I will tell you that I ran against Bill McCollum, who's a good friend of mine now, and he happens to be running for governor. And I'm not making a political speech for Bill McCollum, so don't misunderstand. But it was there were three primary competitors in that race: Mel Martinez, Bill McCollum, and myself. And I talked to Bill a couple weeks ago, and I said the following: Bill, if you had won, or if I had won, I guarantee you that we would have both served the entire term to which we had been elected. And with that, I would like to thank you from the bottom of my heart for this opportunity to be here. I will tell you that I'm glad it's over, because it may not have seemed that way, but I worked for not a small number of hours in trying to prepare for being with you today. And I found it to be very, very helpful to me in thinking ahead to my next entrepreneurial gig. I'm not sure what exactly that's going to be, but Joyce has some idea that it might be this OCP thing where they've asked me to possibly become chairman of the board. I'm still talking about that, and we're still in some discussions. But again, thank you very much. When I came here in 1973 and 74, Joyce, there were only 2 buildings. And so you've come a long way. Thank you very much.